Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, Darksaiyan, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Realworlds Batman. Now, if you're new and you don't know what the Realworlds comic series is, you can check the link in the description for the other video where I talk about the Realworlds Superman. Basically, in that video I just explain what the Realworlds comic series is as well. So now let's dive into the story. So the story begins with the main character, Charlie, monologuing to himself as he cosplays as Batman. He's all dressed up and ready to step out and go and fight crime. And as he's stepping out of his building, he's stopped by Mike, who asks him, "What did we say about the costume?" To which Charlie replies, "It's okay in the house and not in the streets." Then Mike also tells him, "You don't want to give away your secret identity, do you?" And then Charlie says no, and then he goes up and changes out of his costume. Here's the thing about Charlie. Charlie is a little on the slow side. He basically understands things the way a 12-year-old would, but he loves Batman so much so that he actually thinks he's Batman. And he goes about his day doing mundane things while talking and acting like he's Batman. And it also seems that everyone in the neighborhood knows Charlie and they know how he is, so they accept him like that. Like, even the people that he makes deliveries to are aware of how Charlie thinks he's Batman, and they also play along for the most part, which I think is pretty cool because Charlie is not really bothering anyone and he just really thinks he's Batman, so everyone accepts him like that. Even when the local thugs pull up on him and touch him up a bit, the store owner he works for comes to his defense and tells them to leave him be. And then Larry tells the guys that Charlie is a little slow, so playing with him like that is not funny. And poor Charlie, those dudes were accusing him of stealing, but he maintained that Batman is no thief. Batman is a real hero like Superman, and someday he's going to have himself on cereal. And I just want to take this moment to shout out to all the Batman fans. As you all can see, even a Batman super fan who thinks he's Batman wants to be a superhero like Superman, the best hero ever. After this, a young woman enters the shop, and for some reason, Charlie can't take his eyes off her. He follows her and he starts having flashbacks of when he was a kid playing Batman. He had a partner who was also playing as Robin, and apparently this woman resembles that Robin. And Charlie is daydreaming as he's watching her steal from the store, and she walks out, and then Charlie says she stole dead. Robin's gone bad. She stole, so, basically he's saying, oh, Robin's bad now. And after that, Charlie is so confused. He's lost in a haze. He can't believe his partner Robin has gone bad, and he thinks maybe it's the Joker. But regardless, he just feels Robin needs his help. He even tells Mike over dinner that he's sure it was Clarissa, but Mike tells him that it's been a while and Clarissa moved to a different city. Then, Charlie also starts having flashbacks where he was trying to get her to come out and play as Robin while he plays as Batman so that they can fight evil. But Robin's family is moving away and Charlie didn't get it. And it's so sad because Charlie feels like they didn't get to catch the Riddler together. But anyway, Mike cheers him up and they continue having dinner. So after that day, Charlie goes on with his normal routines while counting down days to the new Batman movie. He even sees those thugs who bothered him earlier and he tells them that they should leave him alone and go beat up some eggs. And that's not what Larry said, but it seems effective enough to get them to leave him alone, I guess. He then gets into the store and he sees the same woman again, and she's stealing from the store again. And Charlie says it's Clarissa for sure. So he follows her around town up until she runs into an ex-boyfriend of hers. Yes, this dude, Darren. And Darren looks, sounds, and smells like trouble. And Charlie sees him and thinks he's the Joker. And he thinks Clarissa is in the clutches of the Joker. That's why she's stealing. So he tries to save her from Darren. And as he leaps at Darren, it seems, Darren's got some hands, so he knocks him down and then brings out his knife. But Clarissa de-escalates the situation and says Charlie is just some stupid R word I'm not sure YouTube will allow me say, but you can read it here. And she leaves with him. And poor Charlie, he just says, wow, that's a mean Joker. And he goes and tells everyone that the Joker got Robin. Meanwhile, Clarissa follows Darren to his trap house basically, and she spends some time with him. Then later she goes back to see how Charlie is doing, and basically she tells him what happened after she left. Apparently both her parents abandoned her after they split, so she dropped out of school and here she is. Anyway, she tells Charlie not to approach her whenever she's with Darren, that he's a cool dude, he's just got a bad temper, they're old friends, they used to go out and stuff. And Charlie ain't listening to that, he don't give a damn. His odd is that he brought Robin back to the bad cave. And Mike's not around, so Charlie basically catches up with Clarissa. She tells him about her clearly toxic relationship with Darren and about how she's not sure she wants to move back in with him. And then Charlie discovers that Clarissa has bruises, and then he tells her to stay away from him, that he's trouble. And they both spend the night watching movies, just chilling, and it was a nice night. And the next day, after Clarissa had quite an evening with an old friend who treated her like a human being, she decides the best way to repay Charlie for his kindness is to steal from him. I guess no good deed goes unpunished. Anyways, as they're both leaving the house, Mike comes home and he begins asking Clarissa why she's here. And she says she bumped into him last night, they hung out just like old times. But Mike doesn't trust Clarissa, especially after Charlie told him that he saw her stealing. So he says he wants to search her. But before that happens, she drops all the jewelry she took and bails. Mike then tells Charlie he shouldn't have let her stay over without his permission, that the Robin he knew was a long time ago and that she's a totally different person now. So Charlie goes to work sad under the rain, and he still maintains that Robin ain't no crook and that it's the Joker's fault. And as he sees Clarissa, he chases after her, telling her that he knows it's a misunderstanding and that she should just come and explain to Mike. But Clarissa tells him to bug off, that it wasn't the Joker, that she's the one who wanted to steal. But Charlie still says, "You're my partner." And she says he should get away from her. And Darren sees them quarreling, and then he steps to Charlie. He then pulls out his knife on Charlie, and as Charlie tries to reach for Clarissa, Darren stabs him, and they both leave him there in the rain. But luckily the knife got his arm. He's in no real danger, and he's just sad because his t-shirt got ruined and he couldn't save Robin. And he almost missed his Batman movie, but Mike takes him later and also gets him a new Batman t-shirt. Mike's a cool dude. And so after that, I think Clarissa is finally fed up of her toxic relationship with Darren. I mean, at this point, why wouldn't she be? So she decides to leave. But instead of just leaving like a normal person, she decides to take all the drugs that Darren was supposed to sell and she leaves with it. When Darren wakes up, he's understandably furious and he decides to go on a search for Clarissa. He then finds an old picture of her and Charlie, and then he decides to track her down to that building where Charlie stays because he knows Clarissa's dumbass would be there. And what do you know? Clarissa's dumbass was there. She says she had to see Charlie before she leaves because she wanted him to forget about her. I mean, this moron could have just left without any of these theatrics, but whatever. Anyway, she said she's sorry for pulling Charlie into a messed up life, even though she is currently doing that right now. But innocent Charlie tells her, "I could never forget you." Anyway, Darren and his boys force their way into the building, but Mike pulls up on them with a bat and tells them to leave or else he'll call the police. But Darren pulls out that blade of his and says, "Nah fam, we doing this here." So Mike begins swinging, but Darren, with the help of his friends, overpower Mike and put the Beats by Dre on him. Charlie sees this and tells Clarissa to suit up so they can help Mike. Now, Clarissa's dumbass starts throwing all the drugs and money she stole at them. I really don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish by doing this, but it just makes Darren upset and he grabs her and starts making her pick up every single thing. Then the hero of the day shows up, Charlie, in his black Batman costume, and as he leaps towards Darren, he trips and falls straight into a rising knee by Darren. I'm sorry, this is too much for me. Anyway, Clarissa's bum-ass takes this as an opportunity to bail, and then Darren and his boys chase after her. Charlie takes Mike's bat and goes after them boys. He's trying to save Robin. As Darren catches Clarissa, he punches her in the face, and then Charlie runs up on him and swings that bat and whacks him straight in the face. And one of the dudes is like, "Damn, that's gotta hurt." Oh my god, I am so sorry. This is so funny. So they all gang up on Charlie. Charlie roughed up their leader, so they can't be having that. They all gang up on Charlie and they put the Beats by Dre on Charlie's ass. And at this point, the entire neighborhood is seeing what's happening to Charlie. So one of the ladies that Charlie works for runs up on one of them boys with the flower pots and hits them in the head. scared. Before they could react, the old man outside Charlie's building whacks Darren with his cane. Next thing you know, Larry and the thugs that bully Charlie all come and run up on them boys. The entire neighborhood cooks their asses for real. And so finally the police come and arrest Darren and his crew, and the paramedics come to get Charlie. But before he leaves, Clarissa's dumbass comes to apologize and Charlie is taken to the hospital. Mike tells Clarissa, Charlie is a good friend. He risked his life to save you. But you gotta ask yourself, what have you done to make it a life worth saving? Damn, Mike. That was harsh, man. Damn, that was some real shit. Anyway, later Clarissa comes to see Mike and she tells him that she's going away for some time and that she's going to get herself together and clean her life up. And she comes to return the picture that she took from when they were kids, dressed as Batman and Robin, while Charlie is seen later going on about his merry way as crime never sleeps. Anyways, that's the video, guys. If you stayed till the end, I want to say a big thank you. And if you enjoyed it so much, please leave a like and share it to your other friends. You can subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.